Hey guys, it's Abby and Calvin here from Kitchen Giggles, and today we're going to be discussing meal planning for bigger kids. Oh, the cats. Cats are looking at each other. One on the inside of the door, one on the outside of the door.
Can I go?
It's very
the
cute.
Big one in?
You can go let the cat in, sure. So one of the things we're going to discuss just a tiny bit today is that meal planning can really help when you have a picky eater in your house. So the 5 steps that I recommend for meal planning when you're working with a bigger kid. Little kids are different. We'll talk about that later. But for a bigger kid, the first step is ask them, what food do you want? So that's what Calvin has had no planning for this. He's going into this cold. So we're going to walk through exactly what this looks like in real life from an adult to child perspective. So you first ask them, what do they want? The second thing you say is, let's make a shopping list. So I have my recipe book here and then just a cookbook that he can thumb through. I've marked some recipes to help make it easier, and he'll be able to pick one that interests him, and I'll help him understand what ingredients we have or don't have. We'll make a note of what we need to get at the grocery store or not get, and then we will go shopping. That's step number 3. Step number 4 is make the food, whether we do it together or individually is totally up to you. And number 5 is to chow down. So the purpose and the intent behind this is that by engaging your child in the meal, careful, pardon me for a moment. Okay, we've got a cat joining us. So the intention is that in the meal planning process, by engaging your child, you give them some ownership of what this whole thing looks like and encourages them to eat. So step number 1, we're going to go through this in real life now. Step number 1 is, hey Cal, we're going to plan a menu for dinner.
Oh, great.
What do you want to eat? So I've got some of our family favorites in here. I've got a cookbook. Which would you choose to look through? Family favorites? Cookbook? Okay, I marked some of the top for things that are easier for you to find. So while he's looking at that, just a note on cookbooks is you don't have to spend a lot of money on them. They don't have to be fancy. Swap with your friends. Get them at a used bookstore, at a thrift store. Some of the older recipes are actually a lot more fun than some of the newer recipes. So get creative with it. So he just thumbed past chicken tortilla soup. A Chinese dish here he's looking at. African chicken stew. He doesn't recall that we just ate that the other night.
Wait, what?
Beef curry.
I think I might do the chicken tortilla.
Chicken tortilla soup. You want to do that one?
Maybe
Okay.
not.
Citrus chicken. Oh, we got no on that one. Frenzied fried rice. No.
Nope. I think I'm going to do tortillas.
Thai beef salad with a red hot dressing.
Nope. I think I'm going to do tortillas.
So one of the things is that Calvin's not necessarily a picky eater, but he does choose to eat with his eyes prior to his tongue. So if he doesn't like the way something looks, it can be a challenge for us when we put food on the table. So by him knowing what's going into the recipes should help with that. That's a theory. Don't tell him I said that. I'll let you know how it goes.
I just heard you. You're like 2 inches away from me.
I'm being silly, sweet. There's no reason to get upset. Let's see. Fragrant rice pilaf.
No, thank you. I do not want perfume sprayed on my chicken.
So that's an interesting note. He said he doesn't want perfume sprayed on his chicken. So the titles of recipes can be really deceiving. The fragrance in the rice pilaf actually comes from the aromatic spices that are used. And it's a recipe we've used before, and the kids loved it. So titles can be something that you might need to be careful of. Okay, it looks like we're going back to the tortilla soup recipe.
Wait, China in a pot? What? No. I want to eat a fork.
Okay, so chicken tortilla soup is the recipe we're looking at. So Calvin, just go ahead and read down. So now this step 1's been completed. What do you want? So step 2 is make a list. So go ahead and read those, and I'll tell you if we have them or not.
2 skinless, boneless chicken breast halves about... never mind, I can't do that.
Oh, he just encountered a fraction, and we're working on translating fractions from the number to the verbal. So this is an awesome thing. We were working on that this morning.
2 skinless, boneless chicken breast halves about 2/3 of a pound total, fresh or frozen.
Okay, we have chicken breast. Okay, how about you read the ingredient, and I'll tell you if we have it or not. Okay, we have chicken breast.
Half teaspoon olive oil.
We have olive oil.
1 cup frozen chopped onions. 1 tablespoon bottled lime juice.
Slow down. We have onions. And so, guys, this book is geared toward, it's called Desperation Dinners, Cooking in a Hurry. And it is geared toward, you know what, the light is really reacting to your sweatshirt. So if you could sit still right there, that'd be awesome, because we go dark, light, dark, light. This cookbook is geared toward making food really fast. So it actually brings everything in from frozen. So if you get a cookbook like this, you may have to accommodate a little bit. So we do have onion. It's not frozen, but we have fresh onion.
Okay. Teaspoon bottled lime juice.
We are out of lime juice, so we'll add that to the list.
Half teaspoon of bottled minced garlic.
We have garlic.
Half teaspoon of chili powder.
We have chili powder.
1/4 teaspoon ground cumin.
We have plenty of cumin. It's my favorite spice.
2 cans, 14.5 ounces each fat-free chicken broth.
We have plenty of chicken broth.
1 cup bottled salsa.
We have salsa.
1 cup of frozen corn kernels, optional. So we don't have frozen corn, but it's on my grocery list. So now we have 2 things, lime juice and corn. 4 ounces of fat-free or like regular tortilla chips.
We'll need to get tortilla chips because those are one of our favorites.
2.5 cups crushed. 1/4 cup already shredded Monterey Jack cheese.
Yes, so we have cheese, so we'll need to get lime juice, and what was the other thing?
No clue.
You weren't paying attention either? And frozen corn. So what we'll do now is we'll make a list. I have a grocery list that I keep on the cupboard, actually, so when anyone notices that something is missing, they can add it to that list. So we'll go add the lime juice and the corn to this list, and we'll make this dinner probably late this week, because I'm not planning on going grocery shopping for a little while. But that got us through step 2. So step 2, just a quick recap, step 1 is ask them what they want. Step 2 is make a list. 3 is go shopping. 4 is make it as a family. And 5 is chow down. So we're really focusing on the first 2 steps today. And the goal of bringing the kids into this process is that they have some ownership and actually eat what you put in front of them, and that they want to eat what you put in front of them, because they realize now that meal planning is not just as simple as, I know the cat's on the counter, I see her, she's pulling flowers out of the vase. It's not quite as simple as just throwing something on the stove. It takes some time and some energy. So by including them in the process, it engages them in a different way. I don't think that was Calvin's favorite activity. He's left the table several times, but he does now understand what it takes. So that's today's discussion. If you visit my blog, tonight I'll have a cute little printable up that has the 5 steps on it. And this video will be on that blog also. So shoot me any questions if you have questions or very specific things about your picky eater. But that is a nutshell, meal planning with big kids. Find a book or Pinterest. We'll talk about Pinterest another day, but I love Pinterest. Pinterest has great recipes, great recipe ideas. I say ideas because I always modify everything. But engage the kids. Let's see how it works. Shoot me a note, and more to come. Happy Wednesday, everyone. We will see you tomorrow. I don't remember what we're talking about tomorrow. Oh, all hands on deck. So my little ones are going to be talking about different peelers and what they like and don't like, and how you can engage kids with a vegetable peeler in the kitchen. And I'll share the vegetable peeler we prefer and the one that I prefer, not them. So that's a wrap for today. Thanks for joining us. Have a good evening.